Hey everybody, and welcome back to What's the Formula. So, I said I'd do a couple because I haven't done any in a while. And the second member of the FBI, Chuck Palumbo. Now, I went with the specific look of Chuck Palumbo from his, I want to say, Raw vs. SmackDown, the 2005 edition, because you had Here Comes the Pain, which was 23. I guess it'd be 2004 technically. It was kind of like the end of his FBI days, kind of solo Raw run. Well, it wasn't even really a run. It was just he was sent to Raw and then he just kind of disappeared. And this was kind of like the look of his attire was a red elbow pad. I made sure to give him the height that needed because he's 6'7". So he's not going to mesh up well if he's the same freaking height as Disco Inferno. And so there you can see the height comparison. That is definitely a 6-foot guy compared to a 6'7" person. So not the hardest thing to do. I used an Austin torso because he wasn't exactly ripped. He was more of a bulkier build. The legs, giving him the longer legs and using the Bradshaw lower calves kind of helps make him. And then of course using the Razor Ramon boots also helped heighten him out leg wise. As far as the arms, I think they were single jointed arm. They're older style with the thicker wrist tape, and then of course you just need knee pads, black elbow pad, red pad. Mark painted the head. I got the head from him, and then he painted it. Took a while, but that's okay. And I think it looks like Chuck Palumbo definitely near the end of his time. When he would come back, of course, and wrestle with jeans and biker chaps and such, and he didn't have the chaps on. He would just have like jeans. He'd come on the motor, so he basically almost take the Undertaker's gimmick. And I didn't want to do that one. I wanted the one for more FBI, still wrestling attire. You could, ultimately give yourself, if you want to do yellow trunks and get the decals, you could have him be Chucky, because you have Billy and Chuck from their tag team days. But I wanted him to fit in well with the FBI. And since Stamboli's on the way, and I'd already finished Nunzio, I don't know if I've even talked about Nunzio, but I will very soon. You'll see the height differences, definitely. And it was a short-lived thing. It was mostly a velocity thing, but it was cool nonetheless. I liked Chuck Palumbo, and he wasn't like my favorite wrestler, but I like getting those guys that never really got a lot of figure love, if you will. I think the only Chuck Palumbo we got Titantron Live was the Billy and Chuck, R3, those atrocious ones. Then you got like a red TTL release. He would get a Jax release way down the line when he was in the biker gimmick with Michelle McCool, I think it was, which, interesting pair up there in a sense. So I now have a fully playable Chuck Palumbo. Who knows what he makes in the Fig, if he makes it to the Fig Fred roster in the first year or not. But eventually he'll be down the line, and I feel like the height is definitely there compared to, again, everybody else, because I've made sure to really try to make them height conscious. So that's the formula to build your very own ultimate Chuck Palumbo. So you notice I didn't put Palumbo on the back or anything like that. He didn't have any of that stuff, at least on the Raw game. Now it could be because he was going to be leaving. They decided not to put a lot of effort into it, but I kind of based it off that Raw wrestling video game of that Chuck Palumbo. So that's it for the formula. Till next time.